Hello. I want you to step away for a moment from the usual noise that surrounds us during these pre-Christmas days. Try, just for a second, to set aside the advertisements with their bright discounts, the endless gift lists, the supermarket queues, and the arguments about how to decorate the Christmas tree. Imagine that right now it's just you and me. Imagine that all those twinkling lights, though alluring, are merely a backdrop, while the true scene unfolds inside your mind. I want to talk to you about something people usually do not speak of in passing when they rush to buy the last presents or try to bake the perfect cake for the holiday table. I want to talk about how Christmas can become a time for your personal self-improvement. You may be used to thinking of Christmas as something external, an evening with family or friends, special food on the table, a new garland at the window, warm blankets, and old movies. All of this is certainly pleasant. All of it can warm your soul when frost roams outside and snowflakes whirl in the lamplight. But beneath these pleasant details lies the chance to find something more, a chance to look inside yourself. Right now, as the year is about to end and a new cycle looms ahead, you can ask yourself questions that might seem too trivial or, on the contrary, too painful in another context. Questions about who you've become, what you've done, what you haven't done, what you've dreamed of, and why you live the way you do it all. Hundreds of years ago in Rome, people were already searching for answers to such questions without knowing about garlands or the seasonal attributes we are so familiar with. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, asked themselves questions about the nature of existence, about human will, about what depends on us and what does not. They were not fond of excessive noise, and they sought silence within themselves to hear the voice of reason and separate it from empty fuss. Imagine that you now have the opportunity to do the same. You don't have to give up what's familiar, the decorated tree, the treats, the company, but take a step further. Use this time of year, when the world around seems to pause in anticipation of a miracle, to ask yourself, what kind of miracle do you want to create within? There's a fatigue from the endless cycle. Decorations, merriment, gifts, a brief moment of joy, and then back to the grind. I'm not saying this is bad. No one forbids you from enjoying these little things. I'm suggesting an inner shift. Let Christmas become a symbol of rebirth for you, just as it is for nature, a time for the return of light after the darkest period of the year. Let it be not just about how beautifully you can wrap a gift for a loved one, but also about finding a new form of your own personality, wrapped even more purely, more honestly, and better than before. You may ask how to do it, where to start. Imagine your mind as a long, dim room filled with so many things that you don't even remember what lies in the far corner. There are old grudges, disappointments, numerous unfulfilled plans, and habits you'd rather forget. But there are also your strengths, your courage, your kindness, your intellect, your abilities, which you sometimes overlook. The task is not to criticize or praise yourself, but to honestly examine everything that surrounds you from within. Just as we tidy up a room before a holiday, you can tidy up within yourself. Think, while preparing for Christmas, we sort through the decorations, deciding which to hang on the tree and which to leave in the box. Why not do the same with your thoughts, beliefs, and fears? Consider which of them help you develop, be more confident and calm, and which, on the contrary, drag you down, create tension, anxiety, prevent you from breathing freely. Can they be replaced with healthier mental habits? Can you learn to look at the world with more serenity and nobility, viewing the year's end not as stress, but as a natural turning point that holds space for inner growth? The Stoics taught that the main thing is to distinguish what is under your control and what is not. Weather, gifts, other people's moods, these are not in your power, but how you react is in your power. Think about this in these days. If you cannot change external circumstances, you can change your attitude toward them. This is what gives you balance, inner resilience. Not indifference, but steadfastness. The ability to remain yourself when the world smashes against the wall of time and invites you to dance to someone else's tune. Imagine how you feel if you fail to buy a gift on time or can't cook the perfect dish. Often, we become irritated, feel guilty, or incompetent. But why? Do these emotions help us? They only waste your energy. You can look at the situation from the outside. If you failed, find an alternative. If something is not perfect, accept it as it is. This is what Stoic wisdom is about. Not allowing trifles to shake your inner ship, continuing to sail forward even if the wind is changeable. Apply this logic to everything you do. Take stock of the year, not as if evaluating goods by price, but as a philosopher observing human nature. How many times this year have you given in to fear? How many times could you have acted better but did not? And how many times did you do something truly valuable, selflessly help someone, show wisdom or compassion? The answers to these questions will suggest what you need to work on. And this is not about self-flagellation, but about an honest look at your life, at the quality of your character. When you clearly realize what you like about yourself and what you don't, you gain a clear route for development. Don't postpone this until January 1st. When promises often remain empty words, start right now. Remember that Christmas is a time of waiting for the light. Use this symbol. Let it become not just external decor, but a reflection of the inner light you can ignite within yourself by understanding your own beliefs and reactions. Make this process a ritual. Write down the qualities you are proud of and those you want to improve. Divide your life into areas: work, health, relationships, self-knowledge. See where you feel emptiness or imbalance. Stoic virtue is not about moralizing. It's about living in harmony with reason and nature, not wasting time or emotional energy. Think about what you want to change in the new year, but don't turn it into a mechanical list like buy a car, lose weight. Think about depth. Maybe you want to be more patient, learn to listen, resist panic and passing trends. Be free from the fear of judgment. These are inner qualities that will make you stronger. If you begin cultivating them now, in this quiet time, the next year will have a different quality. The world does not become silent: shopping, advertising, tinsel, the clinking of dishes. But in this noisy whirlwind, you have a chance to find inner silence. It's truly precious, for it gives you wholeness. Instead of trying to make Christmas perfect on the outside, make it meaningful on the inside. Let meeting with loved ones be conscious and sincere. Let a gift be an expression of your attention, not just a fulfillment of a social norm. Let every snowflake outside the window remind you that the world is simple and beautiful in its changeability, and that your happiness does not depend on external trimmings, but on how you view things. Look at yourself as a Stoic would, honestly, soberly, but with compassion. Don't demand the impossible. Just use this period for self-analysis and setting inner goals. Let Christmas become a starting point. And even if it long ago lost its sacred meaning for you, nothing stops you from restoring it by creating your own ritual of rebirth and purification. Every time you want to keep silent when you should speak the truth, or explode where it would be better to remain silent, remember these days. Remember that you promised yourself to become a bit calmer, a bit wiser, a bit kinder. And so, step by step, year after year, you will grow. And one day, looking back, you will understand that the very process of this inner development is far more important than any external gifts. Things break, people change. The decorations of the festive evening will be forgotten. But what you have built within yourself will remain with you forever. This is your true, solid foundation. So do not miss this chance. Let Christmas be for you not just a beautiful evening, but a moment of truth. Who you were, who you want to be, and what you can do right now toward that end. Try to find within yourself that very light for which this whole holiday is conceived. And when you emerge from this contemplation back to people, you will bring them not just a gift, but a piece of your inner clarity. And that, believe me, is more valuable than any tinsel. If you like this conversation, if you feel this approach resonates with you, support our channel. Give a like, subscribe to Stoicism in the Modern World, and share it with others who may find these thoughts helpful. Remember, the value is within you, and only you determine what shape it takes. Let Christmas be a time for your self-improvement,